Hello geocachers, and welcome back to Geo the Cacher. Today we are in Lebanon, Ohio. We are going to take the Geo-Bike on the Lebanon YMCA Countryside Trail, or Countryside YMCA Trail, and we are going to go see if we can find some geocaches. So I'll bring you back in when we get closer to ground zero for our first geocache, and we'll see what we can find. So we'll see you shortly. So we've made it to near ground zero on our first geocache, which I'm actually doing them in an opposite order of what I planned. And I see a lot of poison ivy, and I gotta go into the brush right about here. And I'm seeing a lot of poison ivy, and I'm not sure if I want to go into the brush right there. Oh, and I think I might have spotted a spot where it's a little less dense. Yeah, there's a trail going in, so let's move down to this area and then we'll work our way back. We'll get into the underbrush and then work our way back. And I'll bring you in shortly. So now we're in under the canopy a little bit, and let's see how close we are to our geocache. It says we are 81 feet from our geocache. So let's see if we can find it, see how good we are with the trail. And I don't have 57 feet, 51, 46, 30 feet. So it should be pretty close to nearby. 17. Let's hope that's not it. If it is, I don't think it is. Well, let's see if they give us a hint. Geopile near tree. Okay, so we're just going to kind of wander around and take a look at the trees and see if we can't locate our cache. So let's see what last was a find, so I think we're going to have to call this one because we are just not pinning it down. Yeah, this tree I've looked at before. Looks like this one's going to be a DNF. Oh, I hate to DNF it. The last time it was shown as found, nobody's DNF'd it since. So, well, another minute and then we're gonna call it a DNF. So I think we're gonna call this one a DNF and we're going to just move on. So cache number 1 not found. So we're at ground zero on our second geocache. Our first was a DNF. We're just gonna walk over here and see if we can't spot our geocache. And looks like we're near what it could be, should be, might be. And again, I'm not really seeing it. So this one did have a DNF already. And I'm kind of thinking that it might be missing. I gotta look around, and I'm just, yeah, we're just kind of striking out today. And I'm just going to get out of here. And again, I kind of think this one might be a DNF too. Okay, so we're calling that DNF number 2. So we're going to just go ahead and move on and see if we can't find some geocaches while we're out here today. And then we'll bring you back here shortly. Okay. So we're back. We're near ground zero for our 3rd geocache. And we are hoping that we're going to find it fairly quickly. Let's just see what our GPS says. It's 8 feet from, we're 8 feet from ground zero. I can't even see into this thicket of trees to tell how thick it is, whether I'm going to step into a ditch or onto a hill. This is DNF number 3. The undergrowth here is just too thick to really get into, and it's just, I can't see what I'm getting into. Hello geocachers, welcome back. So this is going to be our first find of the day because I've already spotted it. We're going to make our first find of the day, which is a kind of cache we already know about. And there it is. So let's sign the log and then we can be on our way. So, log is signed. We're going to just put it back where we found it. And then we can move on to our next geocache. Hello geocachers and welcome back. We are very near the spot of ground zero for our next geocache. And we're just going to see if we can't stroll through here, get into the undergrowth and see if we can't find it. There's a lot of thistles, a lot of underbrush here, but I'm hoping that if I can get inside, yeah, I see ground zero actually. So let's just see if we can't find our way to it. See, this is ground zero right here. But I don't think there's a clear path. My backpack's catching. Oh, we might be able to get there. Wow, this is some dense underbrush. And that's what I was afraid of with my last couple of searches, was that it was really hard to navigate. Which maybe, if we're lucky, and this really is ground zero, there'll be an easier way out than there was in. So, well, we made it in, but we're not seeing a geocache. which is kind of unfortunate because this was a really tight spot. And I don't want to stay in here very long because of having left the bike out there. So this is where we think it is. It's either there or it was here because they match the description. But when it comes to the actual cache, it's just not turning up. So let's see if we can't get our way out. From in here, no geocache. There's another tree stump, which could be, maybe. No, still no geocache. All right, out we go. We got to get our way out of here. And out we are. Whew. Man, that is... Hello and welcome back. Today is just turning out to be one of those days that everything kind of goes crazy and you just don't know what to do, what's going to happen next. So this is our next geocache. We're at ground zero and we should be able to find it, but there's a busted up container on the ground with a very wet log laying on the ground. So what we're going to do to this one, because we know that this is our geocache, we're just going to go ahead and replace the container and the log, and we'll call it found. And then we'll let the cache owner know that we replaced it. Hello. That's probably the most stable spot I've got at the moment. The seat of my bike. And still it wants to rock and ramble a little bit. Anyway, so here is the pieces of the old container, as you can see. So we're just going to take that and throw that all away. We're going to replace it with a brand new container. We're going to sign the log and then move on to our next geocache. So here's our log, nice and new. All signed and ready for the next person to find it. So we'll just hide this back where we think it should go, according to the hint and all the other information, and then we'll move on. So we'll bring you back when we get close to our next geocache. Hello geocachers, welcome back. We've made it to ground zero of our next geocache. Unfortunately, when we got to ground zero, we found that this geocache had been muggled and broken and everything busted out of it. So let's see if we can back up enough to show it to you. This is where it was muggled. So we've done up a nice handy dandy replacement cache. We've signed the log and we'll let the cache owner know that it was muggled and we replaced it. So that's find number 3, kinda. That's actually find number 3. So we're just going to put it back where we think it should go and we'll call it from there. And with that, we'll move on and see if we can't find our next geocache. Hello geocachers, welcome back. We are at the site of our next geocache and we've actually already spotted it. So it's over here in the fence line, which I'll just go grab it here in a minute. It says we're 5 feet from the geocache, 6 feet, and that's probably pretty accurate. So I'm just going to bring you along as I go retrieve it, and then we can sign the log and be on our way. I noticed when I came over here looking that there's a big poison ivy that I just ran through, and here's our geocache. So let's work our way back out. So let's sign our log and then we can be on our way. I'm going to set you up here and then we'll see if we can get our log out of the container. Looks like this was replaced recently. Well, actually it says 2024, so it's been a little while since it's been found. Let's put our log back in the container, close it up, and then we can be on our way. That's going to be our final cache of the day. So here it is. We're going to go put it back. I'm going to leave you there for right now, I think. Hopefully the mic's still working. So there we go. And now we can be on our way. And with that, it's find the history, log the mystery, and I'll cache you on the next trail. See you next week, geocachers.